Tudor built its entire reputation on one simple promise: Rolex-level dependability without the Rolex-level price tag. Founded in 1926 by Hans Wilsdorf, the same man behind Rolex, Tudor has always been positioned as Rolex's less expensive close cousin, delivering high-quality Swiss watches at a fraction of the price of many traditional luxury brands. Today we're counting down 13 of the most affordable Tudors you can actually buy and genuinely enjoy owning, from solid everyday options all the way down to the true entry point into the brand. Number 13. Tudor Black Bay Heritage, Ref M799230N0009. Kicking off the list is a watch built specifically to honor Tudor's dive watch legacy. This reference belongs to the Black Bay Heritage Collection, designed to celebrate 60 years of diving watch history. And although it was introduced in 2016, it borrows several classic touches from earlier Black Bay models, including the angular snowflake hands popular on Tudor watches from the 1970s. It's a watch that wears its history proudly rather than chasing modern minimalism, and that vintage-forward attitude is exactly why it still has a loyal following years after launch. It pairs a bold black dial with luminescent hands and a domed crystal for strong legibility. And like the rest of the Black Bay family, it's rated to dive depths of up to 200 meters. The stainless steel case is finished with a classic rivet-style bracelet, a detail that immediately signals its heritage-first design brief rather than a modern reinterpretation. Under the hood sits a high-performance automatic movement consistent with the rest of the Black Bay lineup, giving it the same mechanical reliability collectors expect from Tudor's core catalog. What makes it worth owning at this price point isn't rarity or hype. It's the fact that you're getting an authentic slice of Tudor's dive watch DNA. The snowflake hands, the rivet bracelet, the oversized crown feel, in a package that typically runs in the mid-$3,000 to mid-$4,000 range depending on condition and set. That puts it firmly in reach of a first-time luxury watch buyer, while still delivering a genuinely collectible silhouette that references decades of Tudor's own back catalog rather than something invented purely for a modern product cycle. It also holds up extremely well against direct rivals in this price bracket, since few other brands let you buy a watch this steeped in genuine archival design language without paying a serious premium for it. For someone who wants their first serious dive watch to feel like it has a story behind it rather than a spec sheet, this is a smart place to start a Tudor collection, and it sets the tone for the increasingly accessible options still to come on this list. Number 12. Tudor Black Bay GMT, Ref M79830RB0001. For travelers, or anyone who just loves a splash of color on the wrist, this GMT reference punches well above its price point. It belongs to the iconic Black Bay collection, and while most Black Bay watches are primarily dive watches, this one adds a genuine GMT complication that gives it real utility beyond underwater timekeeping. Beyond its 200-meter water resistance, the bidirectional bezel carries a 24-hour scale finished in a distinctive blue and burgundy split, making it easy to read day versus night at a glance for a second time zone. That two-tone bezel has become something of a signature look in its own right, giving the watch a personality that's instantly recognizable even from across a room. The case measures a robust 41 millimeters, crafted from a mix of polished and satin-finished stainless steel, with the bezel itself made from anodized aluminum rather than ceramic. Power comes from a self-winding movement with an impressive 70-hour power reserve, meaning you can set this watch down for a weekend and still pick it back up ready to go. A plain black dial with the brand's signature snowflake hands and contrasting hour markers keeps legibility sharp whether you're checking the time underwater or across a boardroom table in a different time zone. What earns this watch a spot on the list is simple: a true GMT complication from a brand with genuine in-house movement pedigree, at a price that typically lands in the mid-$3,000 to mid-$4,000 range, is a genuinely rare combination in this segment. Most GMT watches at comparable price points either compromise on movement quality or skip the in-house engineering entirely. Here you get both the complication and the credentials, wrapped in a case that's tough enough for daily wear and distinctive enough to stand out in a crowd of black dial sport watches. It's an easy recommendation for anyone whose lifestyle actually calls for tracking two time zones. Number 11. Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue, Ref M79030B0001. The Black Bay 58 changed the conversation around vintage proportion dive watches, and the blue variant remains one of the most beloved colorways in the modern catalog. The Black Bay line takes its inspiration from vintage Tudor Submariner watches, similar in spirit to Rolex's own Submariner, but with its own subtle character. And while the standard Black Bay originally came in a 41mm case, Tudor introduced this smaller 39mm variant, the 58, to bring back more historically accurate proportions. This particular reference, released in 2020, pairs a stainless steel case with a matching blue dial and bezel, using aluminum bezel inserts rather than the ceramic favored by many modern rivals, which keeps the retro character intact. The unidirectional rotating bezel remains genuinely functional for tracking elapsed time underwater and is machined with real precision rather than treated as a purely decorative element. A vintage-style domed sapphire crystal completes the throwback look, deliberately designed to resemble the acrylic crystals used on the original references this watch pays homage to. Despite the accessible price point, it's rated to dive depths of 200 meters and runs on the in-house Tudor caliber MT5402, operating at 4 Hz with a 70-hour power reserve, typically found in the $3,500 to $4,500 range. This is the watch most frequently cited as the gateway piece for new Tudor collectors, and for good reason. The proportions suit an enormous range of wrist sizes. The blue dial photographs beautifully in nearly any light, and the movement inside is genuinely serious engineering rather than a bare minimum automatic caliber. If you only buy one Black Bay in your life, this is usually the one people end up recommending, and its continued desirability on the secondary market is proof the hype isn't just marketing. Number 10. Tudor Black Bay 41, Ref M7941RU0003. This is Tudor refining a design it already knew worked, and the result is one of the most technically impressive watches on this entire list. This is the 2023 edition of the popular Burgundy variant of the Black Bay 41, known for its vibrant burgundy-toned aluminum bezel set against a sunray brushed black dial. It keeps the same 41mm diameter as the original Black Bay launched back in 2012, but Tudor quietly refined the overall profile, reducing the case thickness by more than a millimeter and thinning the case bands, while giving the bubble-style case back a more pronounced curve. That might sound like a minor tweak on paper, but on the wrist it noticeably improves comfort, especially for anyone with a smaller wrist who found the original Black Bay 41 a bit top-heavy. Tudor also fitted a new crown and increased the fluting along the bezel edge, making it easier to grip and rotate with wet or gloved hands. The real headline, though, is what's inside. This reference is powered by caliber MT5602U, which holds the distinction of being the first Tudor movement to receive Meta's Master Chronometer certification, a designation that verifies the watch meets exceptionally high standards for precision, water resistance, and power reserve performance. That's a genuinely significant technical milestone for the brand, and it's not something buyers should gloss over just because the watch shares a familiar silhouette with its siblings. Typically priced in the $3,200 to $4,300 range, this reference offers a rare combination, a proven, beloved design that's been actively improved rather than left untouched, paired with a certification-grade movement that outperforms most of what's available anywhere near this price. For collectors who care about what's happening inside the case as much as what's visible on the dial, this is arguably the most quietly impressive watch in the entire lineup. Number 9. Tudor Black Bay 58 Black, Ref M79030N0001. If the blue 58 is the crowd pleaser, the black version is the purist's pick, and it carries an even deeper connection to Tudor's own archives. This model was inspired directly by Tudor's very first diving watch capable of reaching depths of 200 meters, the historic reference 7924, and this Black Bay variant shares several notable similarities with that original watch, which collectors nicknamed the Big Crown because of its oversized winding crown. That oversized screw-down crown remains a highlight here too, built with a satin-brushed circular crown tube that matches the finish of the case itself. The 39mm stainless steel case is paired with a unidirectional rotating bezel made from matte black anodized aluminum, graduated with a 60-minute timing scale printed in pink gilt markings that add a subtle vintage warmth against the otherwise all-black design. Power comes from a chronometer certified caliber MT5402, CUSC certified, running on a bidirectional rotor system and protected inside a domed sapphire crystal, all while maintaining a genuine 200-meter water resistance rating. This is the reference most watch reviewers point to when they want to explain exactly why the Black Bay 58 became such a phenomenon in the first place. It manages to feel both undeniably vintage and completely modern at the same time, something very few watches at any price point actually achieve. Typically found between $3,000 and $4,500 depending on condition, it sits at a genuinely attractive point in the used and pre-owned market relative to how consistently strong demand for it has remained. If you want the archetypal Tudor dive watch experience, the one that gets referenced constantly across watch forums and YouTube reviews, this black-dialed reference is usually the one people mean. Number 8. Tudor Black Bay P01, Ref M701500001. This is the watch on the list built for people who want something genuinely different from the pack, and it comes with one of the more interesting backstories in Tudor's modern catalog. Introduced as part of the Black Bay collection in 2019, popular fan theories suggest its design was inspired by a prototype watch Tudor produced for the US Navy back in the 1960s, giving it a tool watch mystique that most modern releases simply can't fabricate. At 42mm, it's one of the larger Black Bay references available, better suited to bigger wrists, and it features a rotating bezel calibrated for up to 12 hours rather than the standard 60-minute dive scale. Its most distinctive quirk is the winding crown, which sits at the 4 o'clock position instead of the usual 3 o'clock, an unconventional placement that instantly signals this isn't a standard Black Bay to anyone who knows what they're looking at. It comes fitted with either a rubber or hybrid leather strap, secured by a folding clasp and safety catch, leaning into a sportier, more rugged aesthetic than its bracelet-equipped siblings. Priced typically between $2,500 and $5,000, depending on strap configuration and condition, the P01 remains one of the most polarizing watches Tudor has ever released, and that polarization is exactly why it belongs on a worth-owning list rather than just a cheapest list. It's not trying to be everyone's daily watch. It's trying to be a genuinely unusual tool watch with a documented prototype lineage. And for the right collector, that combination of oddball design and accessible pricing makes it one of the most interesting ways to spend under $5,000 on a Swiss automatic anywhere in the current market. Number 7. Tudor Black Bay Bronze, Ref M79250BM0003. Bronze watches develop character the longer you wear them, and this reference is one of the most affordable ways into that entire category. Part of Tudor's vintage-inspired lineup modeled after the historic Tudor Submariner, the Black Bay Bronze first appeared in the catalog in 2012, with this particular reference added in 2016. Like the rest of the collection, it's known for an oversized crown and a domed sapphire crystal, but the real distinguishing feature is its unique bronze casing, paired with a stainless steel case back that's disguised with a matching bronze-colored PVD coating so it blends seamlessly with the rest of the case. Bronze as a material naturally develops a patina over time, giving this watch a genuinely distinctive, evolving vintage look that's completely unique to each individual owner depending on how and where it's worn. A brown aluminum bezel ring handles dive time tracking, fitting for a piece rated to depths of up to 200 meters, and every luminous component on the dial has been designed for strong legibility in low light. Inside sits the Tudor manufactured caliber MT5601, running at a 28,800 vibrations per hour frequency with 26 joules and a 70-hour power reserve, putting genuine in-house engineering behind what could otherwise be dismissed as just a novelty material. Typically priced between $2,500 and $4,500. This is the rare bronze watch that doesn't require a massive premium over its steel siblings, which makes it an easy recommendation for anyone drawn to the patina aesthetic but hesitant to spend serious money finding out if they actually like living with it day to day. Number 6. Tudor Ranger, Ref M799500001. Sometimes the best watch on a list is the one that does the least showing off, and the Ranger is exactly that kind of quietly excellent tool watch. Considered a modern classic by enthusiasts, its design pays direct homage to the iconic Oyster Prince Ranger Tudor produced back in the 1960s, while incorporating a number of modern features to sharpen its everyday functionality. Presented in a rugged 39mm stainless steel case up to 20mm thick, it wears with genuine tool watch presence without tipping into oversized territory, and the matte black dial keeps things refreshingly minimal, with bold, oversized Arabic numerals printed for maximum legibility. It's powered by the reliable Tudor caliber MT5402, delivering up to 70 hours of power reserve, which is a serious advantage for anyone who takes their watch off on weekends and doesn't want to reset the time every Monday morning. The movement sits behind a sapphire crystal and screwed-down crown, giving it 100 meters of water resistance, more than enough for genuine outdoor use even if it's not marketed as a dedicated dive watch. Usually priced between $2,500 and $3,500, the Ranger has quietly become one of the smartest buys in Tudor's entire catalog, precisely because it isn't trying to chase the Black Bay's dive watch fame. Instead, it leans fully into a rugged, expedition-ready identity with a genuinely compelling historical reference point behind it. For buyers who want something that looks equally at home on a hiking trail or under a dress shirt cuff, without any of the visual noise that comes with a rotating dive bezel, this is one of the most versatile and underrated picks on this entire list. Number 5. Tudor Black Bay Pro Ref M7947000001. This reference proves that a genuinely modern watch can still feel deeply rooted in vintage design language, and it's earned a devoted following remarkably quickly. One of the newer Black Bay references, it gained quick popularity not for breaking new ground, but for its close resemblance to the Rolex Explorer 2 reference 1655 from the 1970s, a watch that's become something of a grail among vintage collectors. Both watches share a similar vintage look, including a matte black dial with submariner-style indices, and the Pro even matches the Explorer 2 1655's 39mm case size, reinforcing that connection down to the millimeter. Beyond the visual similarities, this is a genuine dual time zone watch, featuring a fixed steel bezel graduated with a 24-hour scale and a date window positioned at 3 o'clock, giving it real practical utility for frequent travelers. It runs on the self-winding caliber MT5652, the same movement found inside the Black Bay GMT, so buyers aren't sacrificing any mechanical credibility to get this more understated, single-color aesthetic. It's typically fitted with a 3-link steel bracelet, though NATO strap variants are also available for a more casual, tool watch look. Priced generally between $2,400 and $4,000, this is genuinely one of the smartest value plays in Tudor's current lineup. You're getting a true GMT movement, vintage Explorer-adjacent styling, and a design that stands entirely on its own merits despite the obvious inspiration. For anyone priced out of the vintage Rolex market, this watch is designed to evoke. This is about as close as you can get without spending 5 or 6 figures chasing an original. Number 4. Tudor Black Bay 36 Ref M7950000001. Not every serious watch needs to be oversized, and the Black Bay 36 makes a compelling case for restraint. Belonging to Tudor's family of dive watches in continuous production since 2012, this 36mm variant officially joined the catalog in 2016, sitting in a genuinely versatile size that suits a far wider range of wrist sizes than the brand's larger references. Despite its relatively modest proportions for a sports watch, it comes finished to a level that's almost on par with far more expensive luxury watches, with a stainless steel case and genuinely excellent surface finishing throughout. The black dial skips numerals entirely in favor of applied indices, executed with real precision and standing roughly half a millimeter proud of the dial surface, adding tactile depth and character that photographs don't fully capture. Those indices are also fully luminous, ensuring the watch stays legible even in low light despite its minimalist dial layout. Typically found between $2,100 and $3,500, this reference has quietly become the go-to recommendation for anyone with a smaller wrist who still wants an authentic Tudor dive watch experience rather than settling for an oversized case that never quite sits right. It's proof that Tudor's finishing quality doesn't scale down with case size, and in a market currently obsessed with smaller, more vintage-accurate proportions, this reference has aged into exactly the kind of watch collectors are now actively seeking out. If you've been told you need a 41mm case to get a real luxury sports watch, this is the reference that quietly disproves that assumption. Number 3. Tudor Black Bay 54 Ref M79000N0001. This is one of the newest watches on the list, and it might also be one of the smartest, striking an ideal balance between vintage sizing and modern engineering. Released in 2023 as a smaller take on the older Black Bay 58, the 37mm case makes this reference perfect for anyone seeking an affordable, elegant timepiece in a genuinely compact format. It pays homage to Tudor's own history, referencing the Oyster Prince Submariner reference 7922 from the 1950s, and even the watch's compact overall size is intended as a direct nod to that original piece rather than an accident of modern trend chasing. The crown's size, shape, and classic fluted texture are similarly reminiscent of older Tudor models, reinforcing the vintage-accurate design brief running through every element of the case. It maintains a robust, waterproof casing rated to depths of 200 meters, and it's powered by an automatic MT50-400 movement, delivering an impressive 70-hour power reserve, making it just as reliable for adventurous outings as it is for daily wear around the office. Generally priced between $2,000 and $4,000, this reference represents Tudor at its most disciplined, a brand that clearly understands exactly which historical proportions and details actually matter to today's collectors, rather than simply reissuing an old design wholesale. For anyone who wants the smallest, most historically faithful Black Bay currently in production, paired with a genuinely modern in-house movement, this reference is very hard to beat at its price point, and it's easily one of the most forward-looking picks on this entire list. Number 2. Tudor Royal Date 41, Ref M286000005. This is where the list shifts away from dive watches entirely, and the change of pace is exactly the point. This all-stainless steel timepiece is the 41mm variant of Tudor's Royal Collection, which includes several affordable automatic watches built around a sporty chic aesthetic and an integrated bracelet, and this particular version launched in 2020. The case measures 41mm across and 10.6mm thick, giving it serious wrist presence, finished with a brushed case and a polished bezel featuring alternating grooves that create a distinctive engraved motif unlike anything else in Tudor's current lineup. It's powered by a self-winding caliber 3429 movement with a 38-hour power reserve, and it includes a genuine day-date complication, with the day displayed in a window just under 12 o'clock and the date shown separately at 3 o'clock. All of that sits on an elegant blue sunburst dial finished with Roman numeral hour markers, giving the whole watch a noticeably more formal, dressed-up character than anything else on this list. Like other royal watches, it comes fitted with a stainless steel integrated bracelet made up of 5 rows of alternating polished and satin brushed links, worn comfortably while reinforcing the watch's overall versatile appearance. Priced between roughly $1,800 and $3,500, this is the watch to consider if you want a genuinely luxurious daily wear piece that can move from a boardroom to a dinner reservation without a second thought, all while staying near the very bottom of Tudor's price range. It's proof the brand's affordability doesn't only apply to tool watches. Number 1. Tudor 1926, Ref M9155000001. And here it is, the true entry point into the entire Tudor catalog, and the watch that proves you don't need a 5-figure budget to own a genuinely well-made Swiss automatic. The 1926 collection is one of Tudor's cheapest lines, officially launched in 2018 as a simple, no-frills wristwatch with a classic appearance, and this particular reference is one of the best-known examples within it. It's a self-winding mechanical watch housed in a 39mm stainless steel case with an elegant silver dial, sitting just below the largest size available in a collection that goes all the way up to 41mm. The steel case is paired with an integrated bracelet of matching material, built from 7 rows of satin brushed exterior links alongside polished center links, and the silver dial itself carries a subtle honeycomb texture along with applied numerals, small details that add genuine vintage character despite the watch's entry-level position in the catalog. It's powered by the caliber T601 automatic movement, which includes a 38-hour power reserve and a date complication, protected by a steel screw-down crown rated to 100 meters of water resistance. Generally priced between $1,500 and $2,500, this is, dollar for dollar, the most accessible way to own a genuine Swiss-made Tudor with an integrated bracelet, applied dial details, and a self-winding in-house adjacent movement. It's not chasing dive watch fame or vintage prototype mystique like some of the other entries on this list. It's simply a clean, honest, beautifully proportioned dress watch at the lowest price point the brand currently offers. If your goal is simply to own a real Tudor without stretching your budget, this is exactly where that journey should start.